Have you ever wondered how the internet, a crucial part of our lives, came into existence? Let's dive into this fascinating journey, a tale of innovation and transformation that led to the birth of the internet. The story begins in the throes of the Cold War. Amidst political tension and fear of nuclear warfare, the United States sought to create a communication network that could withstand any attack. Thus, in the late 1960s, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, or ARPANET, was born. Designed by the United States Department of Defense, ARPANET was a revolutionary system that allowed computers to communicate with each other, even in the event of a nuclear attack. The first message sent over this network was in 1969, a simple command from a computer at UCLA to a computer at Stanford. This command, login, was a humble beginning, but a beginning nonetheless. The transmission of this command marked the first instance of remote networking, the very foundation of our modern internet. But the internet wasn't just for military use. In the 1970s and 80s, the potential for a global network started to emerge. ARPANET transitioned into the National Science Foundation Network, or NSFNet, a more extensive system that allowed universities and research institutions to share information. This shift marked the internet's evolution from a military tool to a tool for the masses, a tool for knowledge sharing and collaboration. As the internet grew, so did its capabilities. It became more than just a network for sharing research. It became a platform for communication, for commerce, for entertainment. From the first email sent in 1971 to the first website launched in 1991, the internet transformed into a global phenomenon, connecting people and ideas across the globe. So the internet, a tool we now use for everything from shopping to socializing, started as a military communication network. A testament to human innovation, the internet's evolution is a story of how a tool of war became a tool of connectivity, bringing the world closer together. But how did we go from a military network to browsing cat videos and memes? You might wonder. Well, let's take a step back and look at the evolution of web browsers. In the year 1990, a gentleman by the name of Sir Tim Berners-Lee came up with a groundbreaking invention. He created the first ever web browser and called it the World Wide Web. Not to be confused with the term we use to describe the internet today, this World Wide Web was a browser, a tool that allowed people to navigate the vast digital universe that was slowly coming into existence. Now, the World Wide Web was pretty basic by today's standards. It was a text-based browser, which meant that there were no images or graphics, just plain old monotonous text. But it was a start, an opening into a world that was about to change drastically. Fast forward to 1993, a team of bright minds at the National Center for Supercomputing Applications, or NCSA, launched a new web browser. They called it Mosaic. Now, Mosaic was not the first of its kind, but it was the one that revolutionized the way we browse the web. Mosaic was the first browser that allowed images to be displayed in line with text. Imagine that. Before Mosaic, images had to be downloaded separately, but now they could be viewed right there on the page, alongside the text. It might not sound like a big deal now, but back then, it was a game changer. This simple yet profound innovation paved the way for the modern browsers we use today. It was Mosaic that gave birth to Netscape, which later inspired Internet Explorer, Firefox, and, yes, even Google Chrome. So the next time you're scrolling through your favorite website, take a moment to appreciate the journey that brought us here. From the text-based World Wide Web to the graphic-rich browsers of today, it's been quite a ride. And thus, the era of web browsing began, changing our interaction with the internet forever. Do you know about the time when the internet caused a financial frenzy? This is a tale of ambition, innovation, and, of course, speculation. We're talking about the dot-com bubble, a period of extreme growth and subsequent collapse in the value of internet-based companies, which took place around the turn of the millennium. In the late 90s, the internet was a new frontier, brimming with untapped potential. This led to a wave of investment in tech startups, particularly those with a .com in their name. Investors were captivated by the promise of the internet and the infinite possibilities it presented. This enthusiasm, however, was not always grounded in reason. In many cases, investors were pouring money into companies that had never turned a profit, and in some cases didn't even have a viable business model. The result? A classic speculative bubble. As more and more people invested, the prices of these internet stocks soared to astronomical heights. For a while, it seemed like the sky was the limit. But as with all bubbles, there came a time when it had to burst. And burst it did in the year 2000. The high-flying tech stocks that had once been the darlings of Wall Street came crashing down. Many of these dot-com companies went bankrupt, their dreams of internet domination shattered. Even established tech companies weren't immune, with giants like Cisco Systems seeing their stock price plummet. The aftermath of the dot-com bubble was a time of reckoning. Investors were left counting their losses, and the tech industry faced a harsh reality check. But it was also a time of learning. Companies realized that they needed more than just a cool idea to succeed. They needed a sustainable business model and a clear path to profitability. The dot-com bubble burst served as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the internet industry. It was a lesson in the dangers of speculation and the importance of grounding investment decisions in solid business fundamentals. Despite the chaos it caused, the dot-com bubble has shaped the internet industry as we know it today, making it more resilient and mature. Ever thought how social media became an integral part of our lives? Let's take a step back to the year 2003. The internet was transforming, evolving into something more than just an information exchange platform. A new player entered the scene, MySpace. Sounds familiar, right? MySpace was not just a website, it was a social networking site, a platform where people could create personal profiles, share photos, music, videos, and connect with friends. It was the dawn of a new era, the social media era. Fast forward to the year 2004. A new player emerges from the dormitories of Harvard University, Facebook. Started by Mark Zuckerberg and his college roommates, Facebook was initially limited to Harvard students, but the concept quickly caught on and it expanded to other universities, then high schools, and eventually to anyone aged 13 and over. Facebook transformed the way we communicate, share, and consume information. It made the world smaller, brought people closer, and gave everyone a voice. Just when we thought the social media landscape couldn't get any more exciting, in 2006, along came Twitter. Twitter brought a new twist to the social media game with its microblogging feature. It limited posts or tweets to just 140 characters, pushing users to be concise and creative with their words. Twitter quickly became the go-to platform for real-time updates, news, and discussions. It was not just about connecting with friends anymore, it was about staying informed, staying relevant. From MySpace to Facebook, from Facebook to Twitter, and many more platforms that followed, social media has transformed the internet from an information exchange platform to a social interaction space. It has changed the way we communicate, the way we share, the way we express ourselves, and the way we perceive the world. The rise of social media has undeniably reshaped our lives and the way we use the internet. Ready for some surprising facts about the internet? Our journey through the vast digital universe is about to take an even more fascinating turn. Let's start with a fact that might make you chuckle. The first webcam was not used for video conferencing, online classes, or even for security surveillance. The first webcam's purpose was far more caffeinated. Back at the University of Cambridge, scientists set up a webcam to monitor a coffee pot in the computer lab. They wanted to avoid the disappointment of walking all the way to the coffee pot only to find it empty. Talk about a novel use of technology. Moving on, did you know that spam emails have been around almost as long as the internet itself? The first instance of email spam was sent in 1978. A marketer from Digital Equipment Corporation sent out a mass email to 400 users of ARPANET, an early version of the internet promoting a new model of computer. Little did he know he was setting a precedent for the countless spam emails that would flood inboxes for decades to come. Now let's delve into the physicality of the internet. It might be hard to imagine, but the internet has a weight. Yes, you heard it right. The internet, with all its data, websites, and digital content, weighs about the same as a strawberry. How is that possible, you ask? Well, it's due to the fact that data is stored in electrons, and electrons have a minuscule mass. When you add up all the data on the internet, it comes out to approximately 50 grams, or the weight of a ripe strawberry. So, there you have it. The internet is full of surprises, and it continues to evolve and impact our lives in ways we might never have imagined. From coffee pot surveillance and the birth of spam to the surprisingly light weight of this massive digital entity, the internet never ceases to amaze. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel more intriguing insights into this ever-evolving digital universe.